Yo, what's up, everybody? This is William from For the Billions, back with another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. So today I'm going to be discussing this Business Insider article that I just saw. It is talking about college degrees and the job market right now. As you guys know, the job market in 2024, there's been plenty of layoffs that's been going on. A lot of people cannot find jobs. I got laid off myself, so it's affected me, and that's why I'm passionate about this type of topic, and I want to be able to talk to you guys. You may be going through the similar situation that this millennial is going through, and I want to go ahead and make this video because it is going to be something that it will be relatable to a vast majority of people, whether you've experienced a layoff, whether you have a college degree or not. It is going to be something that a lot of people can resonate with. So without further ado, let's go ahead and turn it over to my shared screen. Okay, so here is the article here from Business Insider. It says, a millennial who went to college in his 30s when his career stalled says his bachelor's degree is worthless, and he's been looking for a job for 3 years. So this is the guy right here. This article was just posted May 9th, 2024. The time of this recording, it is May 10th. So let's go ahead and go through it. It says in 2015, at age 34, so he's 34 years old, Dan Coleflesh decided to quit his job in the customer service industry and pursue a college degree. I worked my way up in a few companies, but I always hit a roadblock in promotions because I didn't have a college education, he told Business Insider via email. Now, this is one interesting thing because a lot of companies, especially in like retail and a lot of customer service jobs, they also still provide the employees with professional development, and they'll pay for school, all kinds of different things. So I think in 2015, I believe that's before the Great Resignation. But yeah, 2015 is when he quit his job, and then now he got his college degree. It took him, I guess, several years to be able to finish to get his college degree. He could have just took like a few classes, and then kind of still kept working and stuff like that. Anyway, by 2021, he earned an associate's degree in physics from a community college in Massachusetts and a bachelor's in political science from the University of Massachusetts Amherst. But he said the additional education hadn't helped him much in the job market and had saddled him with student loans. So he got an associate's degree. So it took him from 2015 when he quit his job to 2021 to be able to earn a associate's degree in physics. That's a long time for an associate's degree. Associate's degree is only supposed to be 2 years. Yeah, man, that's a whole 6-year difference between the two. I wonder why it took so long. Yeah, for him to get his associates in the 2 years, and then he got his bachelor's. I guess what he did was he spent 2 years getting his associates, 4 years getting his bachelor's. But I thought that when you get your associates, if you continue on the same path, you can get your bachelor's within 2 more years. So I don't understand why it took 6 years. But I mean, I guess you can go at your own pace. I think that's what he did. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of student loans. Yeah, for 2 degrees. Yeah, he could have probably leveraged his job's benefits to be able to help with something like that, so he didn't have as many student loans. No one will hire me, he said. My bachelor's degree is pretty much worthless. Yeah, I mean, you got a degree in political science. Bachelor's degree in political science. Unless you're trying to do something in politics, then, Coleflesh said he'd been looking for work over the past few years and applied to more than 100 jobs. But he said there had been stretches when he felt defeated, during which he paused his search for a few months at a time. He also said an injury delayed his search for a couple of additional months. While the U.S. male unemployment rate is low compared with past decades, Coleflesh is among the men who struggle to find work or have stopped looking altogether. In 1950, about 97% of American men between the ages of 25 and 54 had a job or were actively looking for work, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. As of January, that figure had fallen to about 89%. Among the several explanations for this trend is that in recent decades, it's become more difficult to land a high-paying job without a college degree, a development that's contributed to some men leaving the labor force. These challenges persist today for men who now account for less than half of college enrollees, even as more companies have started hiring candidates without a degree. Some men ages 25 and older aren't in the labor force because they're pursuing a bachelor's or advanced degree, but as Cold Flesh can attest to, having a degree doesn't guarantee success in the job market. I mean, I wonder why he pivoted from getting a physics degree to getting a degree in political science. They have nothing to do with each other. Over the past year in particular, it's become more difficult for some Americans to find high-paying jobs. A recent Vanguard report found that the hiring rate had held steady over the past year for workers who earned less than $55,000 a year. $55,000 a year is like, it's terrible right now. $55,000 a year is absolutely nothing. It's pretty sad. I remember back in the day, when I was going to like high school and stuff, people could make like $55,000, and then they could like own a house and all kind of stuff. But not anymore. $55,000 a year, but it had fallen for workers in the top third of earners who made more than $96,000 to its lowest level since 2014. Today, Cold Flesh is still focused on finding a job. He shared the application strategies he's tried, why he thought his job hunt had been so challenging, and what he planned to do moving forward. All right. Experience requirements and employment gaps could be working against him. Cold Flesh said he thought one of the reasons his employment search had been difficult was that the job landscape had changed in recent years. Once you could have a bachelor's degree in just about anything and get some kind of good paying job, he said, adding, now you have to have an insane amount of experience. He said this made it challenging to land a job with his political science degree. Like, I'm trying to tell you, man, you got to look at the return on investment on these degrees, man. And like, he knew what he was doing when he saw a political science degree. I don't wonder why he chose that. Or, you can just look up how like the return on investment for degrees, see if the degree that you're trying to get right now is going to get you money after you get the degree. Like, what kind of jobs are available for it? How often are people getting hired for these types of jobs? And what is the supply on these types of jobs? What is the actual demand? It's kind of like you never really hear people saying that they need like a political scientist. They more so are looking for people in STEM degrees or in the medical field or in law. Though, even if you like get a degree that speaks another language or something like that, even that's still like really useful if you go to other countries and stuff like that. So you just gotta look at the return on investment. If you're in school now or thinking about going back to school, this is something that you might want to look into. He said he didn't want to take out more student loan debt to pursue graduate school. That would be a terrible decision. You need to get a job first. So he decided to plow ahead on his job hunt. He said, expanding his search and tweaking his application strategies. He said he tried tailoring his resumes and cover letters for each employer and applied to some jobs that didn't require a degree, but still had little luck. For example, he said he applied to be a cashier at 2 liquor stores with employee recommendations, but couldn't get an interview. Well, with employee recommendations, dang. It probably is just a resume issue, though. I keep hearing employers talk about no one wanting to work, and I desperately want to work, and I can't get someone to ever sit down to talk to me, he said. Physical limitations would make it difficult for him to do blue-collar work, he said, adding that he thought his autism could be contributing to his challenges in the job market. I'm always going to seem off to most non-autistics, he said. The general lack of acceptance of autistic people makes social networking challenging, and that impacts job opportunities. Cold Flesh has a few other theories for why his job search has been difficult. He said he might be being too honest on his resumes. he'd seen research that a lot of people stretch the truth. Yeah, man, there's a lot of people. There was recently a video about somebody who was stretching the truth, and got found out about it. He also said that he lived in an area where who you know matters, and that not growing up in the community had disadvantaged him. So when he says who you know matters, I mean, when I look back at the previous one, he said that he had employee recommendations. I'm like, man, if you get employee recommendations, it is who you know. Right now, I think he's just dealing with the resume issue. Some employment gaps on his resume might not be doing him any favors either, he said. Lastly, he said growing up in the Appalachian region of the U.S., an area that has struggled economically in recent decades, had been an additional obstacle. I would say that the number one predictor of financial success is the zip code you grew up in, he said. Some research suggests there could be some truth to this. Coldflesh said that his fiance, and his daughter live with his future mother-in-law in Massachusetts, and that his fiance and her mother had been paying the bills. Oh, it must feel terrible. Like, as a man, to not be able to pay your bills is a terrible feeling. His student loans provided him with about $5,000 each semester for living expenses, which he said he used to help his family. $5,000 ain't nothing. $5,000 go by in a month. You can spend $5,000 in 2 weeks. He also received some income from a big crypto investment, he said. Looking forward, Coldflesh said he recently had a second interview for a job. He said he was also considering going back to the type of work he did before he went to college. Yeah, he should have been doing that anyway. Just getting a job to pay the bills. Like, man, if I didn't get this, never mind. Let me stop. I'll keep looking no matter how bleak it gets, he said, because I have to. And then, because I have to. Are you a man who's not looking for work or is struggled to find a job? And then they're asking to see if you want to share your story. Man, I might share my story since they got this article about him. Since they got this article right here, man, about this dude. But yeah. Overall, guys, what do you think about this? Please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified whenever I make new videos on YouTube. Now, for the likes, it may be a small click for you, but it means a lot to me. I would really appreciate it. Please go ahead and hit the links in the description down below so that way you can check out the Before the Billions website and Discord, so that way you can either speak with me or anybody else within the BTB squad. I also have started a newsletter that you guys can subscribe to as well if you go and check out the Before the Billions website. That being said, guys, I appreciate you all for watching the video for this long. I will see you all in the next one. Y'all have a good day.